Okay, so I need to make a clear statement before you guys go ahead and watch the rest of this video. I absolutely adore this game. This game is incredible and I've been waiting for it for such a long time, and we have put so many hours into it. It's insane. I'm going to continue to cover it, continue to dive in every single day with streams on it, and we're going to continue grinding out characters for it. Just bear that in mind before you watch the rest of this. Hopefully I do this video justice, but just bear that in mind. Enjoy. Okay, Descendants, we have got a controversial upload for you guys today. This one's a little bit different, hence why it's an added content upload. We don't know how well this one's going to go, as in the stream today we had a few mixed responses. But we're going to talk about something very, very simple today. We are going to talk about the access information for unlocking these characters here. This is becoming slightly problematic, and at this point, it is just as difficult to get an original Glay as it is to get the ultimate Glay, making the original Glay relatively redundant. I'm going to pose a change and show you guys something that we could probably be doing right now for a lot of these characters and the issue with actually getting them. As a lot of people are arguing right now that the drop rates are way too low. That's not my problem. I actually don't think that they are, and I think that that's not where the issue lies here. We're going to dive on into it today. If you haven't already, smash that beautiful blue thumbs up and subscribe, post notifications turned on. Be greatly appreciated. And we're doing a giveaway here on the channel for 1060 caliber. If you want to get your hands on it, because the pricing of skins are quite bloody high at the minute, then head down to the comment section and put a cherries emoji in the comment section. Why? You know why. You know why. Anywho, that'll enter you in, and we'll announce it via the giveaway announcement sector of the Discord down in the description. Make sure you don't miss it. It's a simple one. Anywho, let's dive on into what's happening today. So let's take a look at what we've got going on here with the access info. When we take a look at what characters we need to obtain, you can see that there are a simplistic set of outcomes. If we take a look at Sharon, she has no way of being able to be obtained via the research, which for a baseline character, that's exactly what I would expect. We take a look at this right here, and you can just get them from a very simple outcome of just going through and farming certain missions. Very good, very nice. I love that. The problem that we're having right here is, say, this one here. Now, if we take a look at this, to get the Glaze Stabilizer Blueprint, we have to obtain that via the Void Fusion Reactor Vespers. And this one's an interesting one, because if we actually want to utilize the Void Fusion Reactor, we actively have to have the main materials to be able to get a chance at running that part. Now, this is where the bit becomes difficult, because when we look at the Lumberyard Vulgus Strategic Outpost, that's exactly where we are right now. The problem that I've got is, after we've just gone through this, we'll show you a problem with the outposts, but this is exactly the same sort of thing that you need to be doing to get these ones here. It's the same aspect, except obviously there'll be a bit of a drop rate change, but other than the drop rate, the overall is exactly the same, and some people are still spending just the same amount of time getting Glay as they are the ultimate Glay, making the original Glay completely redundant in my personal opinion. Now, if we take a look over here and we head on over to this sector, this is where the outpost actually lies. Now, this is going to be quite an interesting feat, because you just have to go into here, take out said parts, and then take out the boss, and we are done. Now, you have a chance then of obtaining the main piece that you needed, which was the Amorphous piece, and we did not get it in that run, which is absolutely freaking great. And then if we go over to the map, we now have a 5-minute countdown timer before that one resets again. Now, people are stating that if you are on a private map like this right here, you can head out of that area, loading screen into a brand new one, and return back. Once you return back, that is going to reset the progress and mean that you are now in a different instance, meaning there is no longer a 5-minute timer. Unfortunately, for me right now at least, we'll see if it works at this point, but during the stream earlier on, we could not get that timer to reset in any way, shape, or form. This is during a private server basis as well, so this was not just a thing that we had experienced overall. Now, luckily, this timer is at around 45 seconds, so we have another run at that. But the issue that we're having right here is this 5-minute countdown timer is absolutely ridiculous. This is meaning that you guys are having to farm a very, very long time for some Amorphous pieces to be able to get a potential chance at being able to obtain your overall run through. Now, even if you do obtain one of these and head on in, you are not going to necessarily be able to get hold of that piece. Now, as you can see right here, we got the Morpheus material number 13. All well and good. We absolutely love that. Okay, so from here, we are now at the Vesper's Ruin, and this is exactly where we need to be able to obtain this part right here. If we go into the acquisition info, we want the Void Fusion Reactor for Vesper's Ruins, and that's obviously where we need the main piece for number 13. So we're going to go ahead and do that real quick right now, but we can't, because right here we have insufficient void shards. Now we need polymer void shards and monomer void shards. 11 required and 4 required, which means that we need to be heading over to this one right here. So we are going to head on over here to obtain this piece. Now, bear in mind, guys, that even after you've done all of this right here, you're still not going to be guaranteed this one bloody craftable item. And that's not even including the factor that on that one craftable item, you still need to make sure you have all of the other pieces coming from certain missions and stuff like that. This one right here came from encrypted storage boxes. Freaking nightmare. But this is the problem that we're having right now, or at least the way that I see it, is I personally think that instead of having all of these niggly little pieces that we need to obtain the baseline characters that we may not even enjoy running, we should have what we have here with Sharon. Running one single mission and running it to a absolute fault. This one for me, I believe with Sharon, I think each one of these took me around anything from 1 to 4 hours to complete. It took us an overall of 2 days to be able to get hold of Sharon, and that's with about a 4-hour stream, a 3.5-hour stream, and some time outside of that. This is the problem that we're having now, because this right here, to get hold of this, you need ice, which obviously means that you need to have a certain character, which would quite clearly at this point be Vaser. Now, if you do have Vaser, then lucky you. But if you don't, then this part is now redundant. It's pretty much freaking pointless. This is the issue that we're coming into. You are having to farm materials for here, to head on over to here and farm in here, as long as you have already got the Morpheus materials that you farmed earlier. Now, for a character that you may not want to actually run, this is a bit of a problem. Now, do I think that for an ultimate character, that makes solid amount of sense? 100%. It shouldn't be easy to be able to farm for a ultimate character. I think that actually the way that they've done the ultimate characters are pretty well done. Some people have got all of the ultimate characters already. I mean, granted, they've put in hundreds of hours, but they have all of these characters done already. These characters, on the other hand, are borderline testers, in my personal opinion. These guys are going to be coming out each time round. We've got Valby that's coming out next, and then we obviously have quite a few other characters that we need ultimates for after that point. But as far as the baseline goes, why on earth are you going to be farming for a normal Glay if you have to do the exact same thing for an ultimate Glay? You are making this a collectible point, and the main form around it, and yes, you've got to the end of the video to find this part out, is that this right here, this Glay that can take you days and even weeks if you're a bit more of a casual player, if you head on over to a certain part of the game, and I'm sure you all see where this is going right now, you can go ahead into the shop, go to the Descendant section, and you can go ahead and purchase Glay for a mere 600 caliber. Now, bear in mind, on this video alone, we're giving away 1,060. How much is that, you may ask? With one of these and one of these, you are paying £12. £12 in a free-to-play game. Essentially, what they're saying is that they don't want you to grind for those baseline characters. They'd want you to pay for those baseline characters, because this is how you craft an ultimate character. We shouldn't be dealing with this throughout the standardized characters, and I know that this is a free-to-play game, and I know that it's Nexon, and I understand that they are going to need to make money somehow, but it's meant to be paying for convenience. It's not supposed to be forcing people to pay. This, for me, is a absolutely ginormous waste of time. I'll put the time into farming for the ultimate glay, but the bog standard glay, it is actually pointless being able to farm these pieces. Right now, I only have 2 pieces left, as I obviously have everything here to craft this, and we have the glay code already. Now, a lot of you guys have been grinding your rear ends off and have been doing an absolutely incredible job of doing so, and may argue with me, but Cloud, I've managed to do it in a week's time. Absolutely perfect for you, and I fully understand that. That is absolutely amazing, but this is not what it should be for a baseline character. That's my personal opinion. You are being essentially funnel drive into the store to purchase these baseline characters, especially when it comes to the higher tier characters such as Glay and stuff like that. They got you sunk in with farming of Freyna, which didn't need the research methods. You could just go in, do a mission and obtain. With Sharon, you could just jump in, do a mission and obtain. And once you've started collecting these, you can then obviously start to get the itch for them. Once you've got the itch for them, bam. Now you've got to really farm, and this is where the problems come in. Because even the baseline characters, of which I can only show you through Lepic, because I already have Vesa and Ajax, is exactly the same. This character, you can start the bloody game with. And yet, I still have to grind out materials of being inside of certain areas, having Amorpheus patterns that will involve absolute nightmares and void fusion reactors that need certain bloody Amorpheus materials that I can't do those unless I have the materials of, as far as void shards. I'm in love with this game. I absolutely adore it, but I think that sometimes you can kind of be funnel driving your player base into one section and one section alone. This was a conversation that I knew was going to be a tough one, and I thought would probably cause for some controversy inside of the channel, but I'm going to continue playing this game. I'm going to continue enjoying this game, and I'm going to continue streaming and grinding this game. But my viewpoint is that this right here should not be happening. We should not be experiencing this level of grind out when it comes to it. Now, do I give a damn that the actual drop points of these are what they are? Absolutely not. If you are even slightly worried about the drop rates of things, then I think that you're actually nutty. I don't understand. I think the drop rates are absolutely fine, and there's not really an issue with them whatsoever. That's just my personal opinion. Let me know yours in the comment section below. This is a conversation I wanted to bring up, as a lot of people in the stream tended to agree with me, but we'll have to see if I've done this one justice or not. Thanks again for watching, guys. I appreciate your faces, but as always, up until the next time, I'll see you in the clouds.